Hello and welcome along. Today we're at a special conference, Decentralization at a Crossroads. It's been organised by the Congress of Local and Regional Authorities and the Council of European Municipalities and Regions, the CEMR. The conference coincides with a double anniversary, 60 years since the adoption by the CEMR of the European Charter of Municipal Liberties, and 25 years ago, another charter, the European Charter of Local Self-Government of the Council of Europe, came into force. Joining me is the President of the CEMR, Wolfgang Schuster.
Thank you very much.
What exactly is the situation regarding decentralization today?
You know, in Europe we have very different countries in size, in history, in politics, in our tradition. So we cannot just say it's like this or like this. But we can clearly analyze in the countries or in the regions in which we have a strong tradition of a local self-government system, the crisis is more or less not existing. Take south of Germany, take Austria, take Switzerland. So the unemployment rate is very low. And for example, I come from Stuttgart, as the mayor of Stuttgart, we are booming. So we have a completely different situation. And this is due to the strong tradition of a culture of local self-government.
So you would say then that local democracy is as relevant today as it was during the founding years of the European democratic system?
It's even more relevant because we see now a globalization on one hand. That means we have to compete worldwide with all the others. On the other hand, how we can obtain that people get identified with their city, how they engage in their city. They will engage if they can participate. They will engage if they can design, if they can do something, if they can really be partner and be part of the community. But this is only possible if the community, if the municipality have certain competences. So both are linked. And take a city like Stuttgart. For example, I have 1,500 volunteers working for formation because we have over half of our children have a migration background. So it's very important, give these young children a chance. So it's so important that we have the competence, we have the possibilities to work together with citizens, with our citizens, to work together with civil society, to work together with our companies to overcome a crisis.
Now, as is clearly evident, parts of Europe are still in a financial and an economic crisis. What do you think local democracy means in those countries?
If you see the very critical situation in south of Spain, in south of Italy, in Greece, you cannot just wait till the central government is doing this or Brussels is coming up with new ideas. It will take too long and is too far away from the realities on the ground. Take the increasing youth unemployment. For me, it's a real scandal that we are not able to help young people to bring their talents in our society. It's with all their potentials, their goodwill, their knowledges, they get lost. Over 7 million young people. And on the other hand, we will need them for our social and economic development in some years. We were seeing the demographic change. So, but if you have a chance to develop programs on the ground, on the local level, together with the companies, together with the Chamber of Commerce, together with the education systems, then you can give them a chance. So it's so important that mayors can take the responsibility, and that means also naturally that European funds, and there are billions on the table, are also managed on the local level, that they get a chance to do something together with the local community.
Let's go back to the point that you made earlier on about decentralization. Is it possible to decentralize while at the same time we're living in a global village?
Take Stuttgart as an example. We are the #1 export region in Europe. We are one of the high-tech regions in Europe. Though there is no country in the world without, and no city in the world without products of Stuttgart. So on one hand you have this type of globalization, on the other hand you need a strong root you have to see what's your home, what is your Heimat in German, the nice word of Heimat. What is your Heimat? So people had to have the feeling to be at home in their city, in their community. But the community means working together, doing something together, identifying with the place and being engaged in this place. But the most important message today is there are possibilities to get out of the crisis. There are possibilities to develop our cities in a sustainable way. We have to follow up this way in a very strict manner. And therefore, this little book, the European Charter of Local Self-Government we celebrate today, this little book has so much importance for our future, for the future of our citizens, particularly for the youngsters, that I'm sure we can overcome the crisis in the spirit of let's work together, in the spirit of governing in partnership.
So in terms of relevance then, you would say then that the European Charter of Local Self-Government is still fit for purpose, would you?
I think we need even more this type of deepening of roots, that you don't get lost in our globalized world. That's so important for psychologically, also so important, and therefore I do really hope that the national governments understand that without a good local government system, without a strong local...
How do we strengthen these systems? How do we strengthen the partnership and political dialogue between national governments and local authorities beyond what is already at the service level? How do we do that?
Oh, there are very simple methods if there's a will to do. For example, if you think about the EU 2020 strategy, can you imagine that just the national governments are implementing this? No. What we need is a common understanding, a governing in partnership with all the different partners, with the European Parliament, the Council of Europe, the Member States, regions, the civil society. Let's work together. And then we will find good solutions. And then we will bring in all the different NGOs, all the different movements of our society, activate them with their ideas, their energy, their possibilities, their performances, and I'm sure we will come forward in a much better way than just saying we are here and the locals are here and then we give rules down. That will not happen anymore. And this is a second element. If you analyze why some companies are more successful than the others, then you will see today we're working in a network economy. And we are more or less a network society. And this spirit, we have to transform the public sector. Let's create networks, bringing in everybody, his competence, his ideas, his talents, his possibilities, and then the result will be much better than just by regulation. That's my experience in the last 20 years. And this is the experience I only would put forward, that we can help, for example, our young people to find a job.
Wolfgang Schuster, thank you very much indeed for speaking to us today.
Thank you.
That was Wolfgang Schuster, the president of the CEMR and also mayor of Stuttgart. That's all we have time for. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.